Hello, welcome to a surprise all-star episode of Sports, Stonks, and Gambling. I'm your host Adam, and I got Stefan here with me. We're gonna go over some of the reserves that released tonight, about 2.5 hours ago. Recording this on Tuesday, the 23rd, around 7:30, right before the Nuggets game. But go ahead and kick it off, Stefan. You thinking? Or actually, let me go ahead and read who was selected. So for the East, we got the starters. We got Kevin Durant, Giannis, Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, Kyrie, all pretty deserving. I don't think there was really any controversy out East for the starters, at least. We got Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, and Nikola Vucevic. Do you have anything to say about any of those guys, Stefan?
I don't know. I would say all three Nets bigs definitely need to go. The public loves the Nets. Big time triple threat. Other than that, I would say Tatum is definitely proving himself. Same with Jaylen Brown, so they deserve the spot. However, I'd say the biggest snub, in my opinion, in the East, Sabonis. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was kind of personally thinking about Bam, but go ahead and make your case for Sabonis, and then also I think I know exactly who it is, but who you think should be taken off?
Oh, in the East?
Yeah.
I don't know actually. Who would you say? I'm gonna guess probably Julius Randle.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I kind of like Julius Randle being on there because it's such a feel-good story. He's clearly powering the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks are slightly better than the Wizards, but I mean, it's really just kind of, between.
Last year's biggest snub is a starter this year, so it makes sense to me.
Right. Yeah, Bradley Beal being up there, I love that. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like the least ring person on here is Vucevic, unfortunately. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that wasn't your pick. I know he's playing good, but he's awful. And
yeah, I mean, this is his second year being an All-Star, right? He's going back to back, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could kind of understand it. I don't know. Like, my case for Sabonis is man is averaging like 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists on 52 shooting from the field. So, like, he's making every other shot he throws up there. So, I don't know.
Man, that's some quick math right there. I don't know. I just feel like let's go ahead and take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. I know that the Magic have had a lot of injuries this season, but you're only as good as your record says you are. The Knicks are currently in the 7th seed, and the Magic are currently in the 11th seed. When we're kind of splitting hairs here, I think that would be the hair to split between Julius Randle and Nikola Vucevic. I do think that Julius Randle's deserving. He's a big part of why the Knicks are where they are.
I would definitely agree with that.
I don't necessarily know if Nikola Vucevic is a big part of why the Magic are where they are at 13 and 18. But I mean,
at the same time, he kind of is because they're missing Aaron Gordon. He's out for like 4 to 6 weeks, right? Something like that.
That's true. Jonathan Isaac is out all year. That's their, second and third best player. Evan Fournier has been in and out of the lineup. So yeah, he is kind of dragging along the carcass of the Magic, but I don't know. I think he is the least deserving guy on there just because the Knicks are doing a lot better, and it's not like they made any huge moves. Like they picked up Austin Rivers, but who really cares? That's their biggest move. That doesn't really move the needle. I guess picking up a coach was their biggest move in picking up Tom Thibodeau, but I just think that Julius Randle is deserving because he's just powering the Knicks to the 7th seed, playing good defense, all that stuff.
Oh, I would agree. I would say that's why I chose. Well, I don't know why. I was going to choose Nikola also, but I forgot my train of thought. But yeah, I would say Julius Randle is definitely deserving of the spot. Man is like putting in the work to keep like the Knicks in playoff contention for like the first time in a long time. So that's like very important to see. My biggest
Yeah.
thing for Sabonis though is he's currently holding the Pacers in the 4th place in the East, which is like a huge thing when the Orlando Magic are like 4 spots out of being into the playoffs.
Well, yeah. So this year we're doing 1 through 10 with the plan, but they're not even in the plan. But a counterpoint to that, Stefan, the Pacers are 15 and 14 in the 4th spot in the East. We've been shitting on. I personally have been shitting on the Nuggets for the past couple of weeks just because I've been so disappointed. And the Nuggets would be the 4th seed in the East. So
that's also true, but the East is like a lot weaker compared to like the
right.
West.
So what I'm saying is, dude does. I mean, we're talking the difference between the 8th seed and the Pacers is 1.5 games. So, we could look up by the time the All-Star game happens, and the Pacers could be almost out of the playoff picture. So while that 4 seed looks nice on paper, but if the Bulls and the Hornets a couple games in a row, the Pacers lose a couple games in a row, the Pacers will be down in the 9th seed. Or even, and I mean, shoot, they're only 3 games ahead of the Magic. So, but yeah, cool. That is the East. I kind of also thought Bam should be in there, but I don't know. The Heat have just been so disappointing. Like I said, some of they're only, 6 games out of the 1st place. The Sixers at 20 and 11. But I just think that the expectations kind of worked against Bam here. I think that people expected the Heat to come out just kind of cruising off that finals run and keep the momentum going. Maybe not to be back in the finals again, but to at least be a good team. And I know that they're
like Jimmy's been out for so many games also.
Right. Bam really has been carrying this team. But yeah, I just think that those expectations are working against them. I know that they've probably been one of the hardest hit teams by, all of the COVID stuff, especially. And Bam's numbers don't really pop out at you. He's only scoring 19.5 points per game, then only getting 9.5 rebounds. But I think he just brings so much to the team. Like, if you want to talk about numbers that aren't eye-popping, let's go ahead and look at Ben Simmons. Like 15.5 points a game, almost 8 assists a game, and then a little bit over 8 rebounds a game. I know he's also a great defender, but so is Bam.
Yeah, I'd say the main reason for that is because they're the 1st seed in the East.
Well, do you think that Ben Simmons is the reason they're 1st seed, or do you think that Joel Embiid is the reason?
It's definitely Joel, but Ben does contribute when he needs to. But he has not as much of an impact compared to Joel.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is nice to give teams credit. Like, we're not going to give Mike Conley credit. Well, I would love to, in my heart of hearts, even though he plays for the Jazz, to give Mike Conley credit for the Jazz success. And why are we giving Ben Simmons the same treatment? It's really it's a Joel Embiid that's powering the team, and Ben Simmons is a great piece there, but it's not really him. One guy I just wanted to throw out there, I don't think he has as strong of a case as, Sabonis, but Chris Middleton. I mean, the Bucks are the 3rd seed. Middleton scoring 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's right on the verge of 50, 40, 90 again. He is shooting 50% from the field, 43% from 3, and 89.5% from free throws. And I just feel like he's kind of coming into his own as the 2nd option on what could probably more like an outside shot at being a championship team, but one that you still that you can't sleep on.
Yeah, I would agree. Most people thought he was going to be a lock to make the All-Star game. And then look, I don't know. He's showing up, he's putting in the work, but yet he just didn't get the All-Star game. I don't know why. I thought the same thing. I was like, man, just doing everything he has to, but I don't know. The coaches, America just wasn't doing it, I guess.
I do think the coaches are rewarding. Well, I mean, I say rewarding defense pretty heavily, and then Bam isn't in. But I think that they rewarded Ben Simmons for being probably first team all defense. But do you think that that Ben Simmons has been contributing to the Sixers' success more or less than Chris Middleton has?
I would say probably less because if you look at the Bucks, Middleton's like the second option no matter what, compared to like
Right.
Drew Holiday. So Bam being the second option, but like when he has to be the first, when Jimmy's not there, he just doesn't really show up.
Right. Well, Bam's been doing pretty good this season. What do you think about that kind of comparison to Ben Simmons, which is what I actually said? But I know, according to some of our loyal listeners, the audio is pretty bad, but whatever. What do you think about Chris Middleton versus Ben Simmons?
I would still think Middleton should take it over Ben Simmons. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I think that there's a case. I'd probably have to give it. Definitely, if I was betting before this, I would have bet Ben Simmons over Chris Middleton. But part of me just kind of feels for Chris Middleton. Like Chris Middleton can take over a game. Like
if he needs to, he could start shooting like 80% if he has to.
Right. He's a beast. And I think that 50-40-90 is underrated, especially when going head to head with Mr. Ben Simmons. But all right, let's go ahead and move to our.
Wait, can I throw like one more name out there?
For sure, go ahead.
What about Ice Trae? Trae Young. Man's is averaging 27 points a game and about 9.5 assists.
Right. He looked like an all-star the other night against the Nuggets. I'll put it that way. I don't know. I just think that kind of.
Man's a shooter, but I don't know.
Man's a shooter, man. God, some of those threes that he makes are crazy. I think that here with the coaches picking, he was penalized for being literally the worst defensive player in the entire league. Look it up. But
that is true.
But yeah, I think that's what's getting him here. I think that other players may not have received like the same weighting. Like Bradley Beal isn't a good defender. Levine isn't the worst, but he's probably like in the bottom 25% of all defenders in the league, even though he's fucking super athletic.
Yeah, he is carrying Chicago right now though. So.
Well, okay. Well, then Chicago is 1.5 games ahead of the Hawks. So that's not really a great way to look at it.
But if you look at like Zach LaVine's like last 9 games, man's right. I don't know, his stats don't lie.
I think that before those last 9 games, I don't think he would have made it. I think that the coach has got some mighty recency bias going on. What do you think, Stefan?
I can see it.
But all right. Anybody else? Any last minute inclusions in here?
Nah, let's move to the West.
Okay, but one thing before moving on to the East, I want to point out, it's going to help me make my case for the West, is that there's only 2 big guys in the reserves in the East. So just keep that in your mind. It's going to come back later. So starters, we got LeBron James, we got Curry, Luka, our big boy, Honey, Big Jokic. We got Kawhi, we got AD, Anthony Davis, so AD is going to be probably going to be replaced, but yeah, I have more to say about Anthony Davis later as well. So we got Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Zion. So I'll let you go first. On any snubs you think out west, or do you think that these are pretty accurate?
Dude, the biggest snub, let's be honest, D-Book.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how you like. Mans is doing everything, but yet he gets snubbed. I don't know why.
I don't know either. So let's take a look at some of the raw stats. So Booker's averaging 24.7 points per game. Zion 25.1. Kind of a wash there, especially considering that Booker has other people on his team who are actually good players. And then actually, so 7 rebounds for Zion, and 3.1 assists, 4 rebounds for Booker, and 4 assists. I guess technically between, the big 3 stats, you got to give it to Zion. And Zion is actually doing amazingly well from the field. He's shooting 61% from the field. He's only shooting 35% on threes and 71% from the line. But that 61% from the field is kind of incredible. And I guess it gives him a tiny bit of a case just to take Book's spot. But I know I talked a lot about how close things were out in the East, but things are not close in the West. The Suns are 20-10, and the Pelicans are 13-17. So we've played 30 games so far-ish for most teams, especially if your team has gotten COVID, rip. But the Pelicans are 7 games behind the Suns. So they're going to end up, like, if we keep this pace for the season, they're going to end up 14 games behind the Suns. Like, how is that? And they're outside, like, I know that people will take, oh, you're the 8th seed, so things are better now, and I get that. And we can go that way, too. The Pelicans are the 11th seed. They're not even in the plan. I would have understood it from the media. I would have understood it from the fans. Not blaming either of them. They're, just like fans vote for who they want to see. And then ESPN loves to talk about Zion all the time. So, they get him an all-star game. Don't have to work for a week because you'll just have easy topics for when you get up on First Take every single day. But I just do not get it. And I think, would you agree? Maybe not like in terms of trade value, because I think that Zion, he still has so much room to grow. And he's still 20 years old. Even with all his injury issues, I think that I wouldn't trade Devin Booker for Zion. But I think that Devin Booker right now, this second, as we live and breathe, is a better player than Zion Williamson. What do you think, Stefan?
Oh, I would definitely agree. Yes, Zion's still on the come up, but Booker's already at that level.
Right.
I think LeBron James said it best, after the announcements were released. I believe he tweeted out Devin Booker is the most disrespected person in our league. Simple as that. And there's no other way to put it.
Yeah, I just really don't get it. I don't get why. Because neither of them are great defenders either. So I just don't get it. What do you think the coaches see that we didn't see?
I don't know. Both players are carrying their teams big time, helping them out. I have no words,
Okay, maybe here's one. I kind of would shame on the coaches if they went this way, though. Do you think that Devin Booker is the best player on his team?
He's definitely one of them, but like you said earlier,
you cannot. So you can't definitively say, gun to your head, is Devin Booker the best player on the team?
No, because he has help compared to
no. So on the Suns, who is the best player?
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yes, Devin Booker is the best player.
Okay, never mind. That's what I was thinking it was. I mean,
I thought you meant because he's not the best player because he has other players that can help him compared to Zion, who has Brandon Ingram.
Right.
That's about it. JJ Redick every now and again.
No, they're not JJ Redick recently. He's trying to get traded. But so I guess maybe the coaches clearly think that Chris Paul is better than Booker. So maybe the coaches think that Devin Booker isn't even the best player on his team.
Yeah, but at the same time, Chris Paul has been an All-Star how many times?
Why does that matter though?
Because he just shows time and time again that he could do it.
So you don't think that he's going to make the coaches look stupid at the end of the season, type of thing?
That's up for debate. We're only halfway through. We can see what happens.
Right. that must be it. There's no other option. They must, like, the coaches must think that Chris Paul is better than Devin Booker. I'll admit they have a case for that, and they're also probably smarter at basketball. Well, maybe not Ryan Saunders, but he's not in the league anymore. They're also smarter at basketball.
Everyone tonight, man.
Dude, I'm mad. I'm mad about. I don't know. I just feel like this Zion thing is just pissing me off. I feel like I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But I think we are in 100% agreement, probably everyone on the face of the planet, that Devin Booker was a snub. But, whenever you talk about who's a snub, you got to talk about someone that you think should be taken out. So I think it's Zion for Devin Booker. Who do you think, Stefan?
I would agree. It's probably Zion. Zion's still growing. He hasn't reached that point yet where Devin Booker has. That's
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have a super spicy take for you.
All right.
I don't.
Spicy McChicken?
I don't know if Anthony Davis deserved being All-Star this year.
I was gonna say, dude, I was actually gonna bring that up.
Okay.
See, the thing that I might weigh into this though, if Anthony Davis can't play, Devin Booker will probably take his spot.
I know, but you don't want to be the pity fuck for the second year in a row.
I know.
So
yeah, especially since how many games has AD missed?
Actually, yeah. So the Lakers have played 32 games, and Anthony Davis has only played 23 games. So he's missed 9 of 32 games. And one of those games was against the Nuggets where he got hurt in the first half. So really he's played 22 and a half.
Gotcha. And so really he's played one third of his games.
2/3 of his games.
2/3. Yeah, sorry. He's been out for 1/3. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's only played 2/3 of his games. And if he was putting up KD type numbers and only playing 2/3 of his games, because I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I'm sure KD has probably played around 2/3 of his games. But let's take a look at Mr. Anthony Davis here. We know he's a great defender. Before we even get started, let's just get that out of the way. But he's going 22.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Not bad. Maybe not like Anthony Davis. He's still
not prime Davis numbers,
Not even not like last year Anthony Davis, where it was 26, 9 and 3. And then he's also still, usual self, 2 blocks, some steal per game. But what really kind of jumped off the page at me, besides the games missed, was the shooting splits. He's shooting 53% from the field, which is, I guess, respectable. He shoots a lot of jump shots, so maybe not what other big men are. I'm sure Rudy Gobert is 65%, but obviously different type of players.
At the same time, he does hang out underneath the rim, every now and again.
Well, that's all that Rudy Gobert does on the offensive end, but
also true.
3-point percentage, 29%, and he's only shooting 71% from the line. I just don't buy this idea that Anthony's just a shoo-in because the Lakers are tied for the second seed out west. The Lakers are having the Clippers, and the Suns, and the Jazz would all the top 4 teams in the Western Conference would all be the number 1 seed in the East. But I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't even a discussion for Anthony Davis, and he was automatically in. And I at least think that there should have been, I don't know if it would have been Book over Anthony Davis or over Zion, but for one of those 2 guys, or even Chris Paul, I guess, because is Chris Paul better than Devin Booker? Hard to say. We personally don't think so, but obviously the coaches feel differently. And then another thing I had going against Zion and for Book was that, so like I said, out in the East, there were only 2 big guys in the reserves. So when I initially saw it, I was okay. They had to include Zion because they needed another big guy, right? So if you have Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert, have your 2 right there. You obviously don't need all these big guys.
Another power forward or center.
Right. All of these other guys are either guard forwards guards or forward guards. Like none of these, besides Julius Randle and Nikola Vucevic out east, there's no other guys that would ever be like a minute at center. Like not even like KD level of maybe for 2 minutes a game he plays center while our starting center rests and our other centers in foul trouble. But like why are they just jamming this third guy in the West instead of giving it to someone who's probably more deserving? I honestly thought that the coaches would have valued winning a little bit more, considering that's their freaking mission in life is to win basketball games. And now they're just giving away all-star bids to teams that have a 40% winning percentage.
Yeah. Also, aren't the Lakers like kind of struggling recently? Like, haven't they like lost 4 of the last 5? I want to say.
Go ahead and take a look. I mean, I said they lost to the Nuggets, obviously.
Yeah, because they lost to the Nuggets, they beat the Timberwolves, they lost to the Nets, they lost to the Heat, and they lost to the Wizards.
To the Wizards. Oh yeah, they have been really struggling recently. So we got the 14th lost to the Nuggets, 18th lost to the Nets. Oh, they've lost 3 games in a row. Oof.
Yeah.
And the game before that, they beat the Thunder by a point in overtime. Jeez, man. Yeah, the Lakers are on a little bit of a skid. Makes me feel a little bit better about the Nuggets.
Yeah. Is there any other snubs in the West that you would think of?
Any other snubs in the West? Jamal Murray wasn't a snub. Makes me kind of sad.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, he started off super slow, and then he just recently started hitting like his numbers again, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think that they did 90% of a good job. They obviously left out Book, and then I think that there's just so many arguments. Like the East was tough for making my list. I had Bam over Vucevic out east, and then I had Book over Zion, and then when so who do you think is going to replace Anthony Davis?
Most likely it'd probably be Book. Like I don't see like another.
If I was gonna bet, I would bet on Book. But in my heart, I wanted Mike Conley to get his Lifetime Achievement Award. Finally be an all-star.
I mean, yeah, people are saying he's also a snub, but I'm like, you already have Mitchell and Gobert going.
The West is fucking stacked. Man.
Yeah, the West is stacked.
Yeah.
Just like the Nets, they're stacked.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 all-stars right there that you're not going to put anybody over. Let me check and see. I know that NBA.com keeps a running record of what the West is against the East. Let me try and find that real quick, because I know do you want to take a look at the standings, Stefan? It's a little bit nutty just how bad, like I said, the Jazz, Clippers, Lakers, and Suns would all be the first seed in the Eastern Conference. And the Nuggets, who are the 7th seed right now, would pop up to the 4th seed. And it's just like the thing weighing down the West does the Timberwolves. They are god freaking awful. But taking a look here, the West is 101. Or actually, do you want to guess real quick what the West's winning percentage is against the East?
I would say 87%.
How many 7%?
87.
87? Are you high?
Yeah.
No, the West is 101 and 65 against the East, which is 57%. You were only off by 30 though, so pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, the West is just so much more stacked than the East. Like Julius Randle and Nikola Vucevic, or lucky they play in the East. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Do you think Jamal Murray would be an All-Star in the East?
What guard do you take out though? You got Kawhi or not? You got Kyrie, not Kawhi. Sorry. Bradley Beal.
Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, and then Jason Tatum.
I would say the only person he might be able to like have like a case against would probably be Ben Simmons. Or Zach LaVine.
I guess it just kind of depends on how you look at Ben Simmons. Like if you are looking at Ben Simmons like, oh, he's the like first team all defense, probably a lock. Like then, I mean, if you want to even like whenever you bring that up, it's kind of hard to argue Jamal Murray against that. I don't think he would be. I mean, even Zach LaVine, just the numbers that Zach LaVine's putting up is pretty crazy. And it maybe it would be a different conversation if the Nuggets hadn't lost some of these games that they really should have won. Wizards game, for example.
Yeah, Wizards. Literally just like our last 4 games.
Pretty much.
We let up 40 points in the second quarter.
Yeah,
not great.
Again, I think that Zach LaVine just had it based on the numbers because Jamal Murray is 21 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists a game on like all right shooting splits, like 47% from the field, 38% from 3, and then only 81% from the free throw line, which is kind of crazy for him considering like in his previous 4 seasons, his other low was 88%. So hopefully he'll get that back up and get into the 47, 37, 87 club. But yeah, I don't think he would be, but I don't know. Good thought exercise. I think that also Jamal Murray's, I guess his expectations after the bubble are working against him also. Like
yeah, he's expected to be like play like he did in the bubble. And yeah.
Right. Like in most places he's better than he was last year. Like he's more efficient. His effective field goal percentage has gone up by 4%. And he's playing well. He's scoring a little bit more. He's steadily improving, I would say, but I think that he just raised the bar for himself so high after the bubble that I guess he's had a disappointing season. Maybe if the Nuggets were, battling for, I mean, I don't think anyone would have expected, not even like us who are total homers, that the Nuggets would be like competing with the Jazz right now, who are 25-6. But maybe if the Nuggets were somewhere around 8-10, it would at least be, his name would at least be mentioned. Like
yeah,
right
I
now,
would say like if you're combating like for either like the second, third, or 4th place, like just have like around 20 wins.
Right. Let's go. So we're running a little bit low on time because the Nuggets game is going to start. But in the West, so Book, and then is there anybody else? Like I think Jamal Murray would definitely be kind of a tier below. Like so it would be like Booker, Mike Conley, Jamal Murray would be like the next 3 up.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. And then in the East would be Sabonis, then Bam, then Chris Middleton, something like that. No particular order.
Yeah, no particular order there. But I would say those are definitely the biggest snubs of both conferences.
Okay. Cool. Well, good episode. Glad we got this one in. Yeah. Hopefully Book is gonna get pitied in to his second, because this same thing happened last year. People were like, oh, Devin Booker got snubbed and then Dame wasn't able to play. If they decide to go with a big guy to replace Anthony Davis, who would it even be? Like
that's a good question. I have like no idea.
Would it be
bring Melo back, dude?
Would it be Porzingis?
Maybe not. Maybe like I don't know.
No, he hasn't played.
I can possibly see Porzingis.
I don't think well, apparently it doesn't matter for Anthony Davis, but Kristaps Porzingis has only played 17 games, and everyone's played like 30 games, so I don't think it would be him.
You know what? Maybe like a hot take. Maybe DeMar DeRozan.
Well, I mean, DeMar DeRozan is. Oh yeah, I think that DeMar DeRozan is someone we definitely looked over talking about these. The Spurs are 16-11. They are. Let's compare him to Zion. The Spurs are 4.5 games above the Pelicans. I'm sure that DeRozan probably. Let's see what his stats are looking like. I guess again, numbers not popping off the page as you, which is kind of ridiculous that I don't know. The coaches should be able to look a little bit deeper in the box score, but 20 points a game, 7 assists. I did not expect that from DeRozan. And then 5 rebounds a game. He's shooting 48% from the field, 33% from three, and oh my God, almost 90% from the line. And he's getting to the line 7 times a game. So sheesh. Dude's putting in some work. And I mean, it's not like LaMarcus Aldridge is playing well. We know that.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of think that, man, Zion. So it's probably like DeMar DeRozan, or maybe like Booker, DeRozan, Zion, Conley, and then Jamal Murray. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I could see that.
But seriously, who would be the next big that you put in? Like, I think that Christian Wood is out right now. Do you know?
Yeah, Christian Wood's out for like 4 to 6 weeks. He's on my fantasy team. It's a big risk.
Yeah,
with a high ankle sprain.
You couldn't do Christian Wood, even though he's only played 7 games. Kristaps Porzingis has only played 17 games. So, man, I really want to figure this out, but I don't think we have enough time on the face of the planet Earth as human beings.
Yeah, we could recap on the next episode.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. I like your approach. All right, cool. Do you have any predictions for the Nuggets game tonight?
Nuggets win by 2.
Nuggets win by 2. I love it. I'm also
that, or we're either going to get blown out by 15. So
I think that the Nuggets are going to come back. I haven't looked at the injury report, but I hope to God at least like 1 or 2 people are back. I think that if we're getting some people back, then we're going to go ahead and is Jamal Murray not playing tonight? Not Jamal. I mean Michael Porter Jr. Wow, he's probable. Okay, so I guess we'll see. I think that the Trailblazers have been going really hard. Nurkic is out, McCollum's out, and it's just Dame carrying the empty hut of a team. Like Gary Trent Jr. has been playing well, but not going to be able to do it, man. I think that.
Yeah. Also, Porter's starting again tonight.
Okay, sounds good. I think that the Trailblazers run out of gas and the Nuggets win by 5. And we're gonna have a rebound game from Jokic as well. So did you hit the double-double?
They don't have any big men downstairs. Oh yeah, he'll get a double-double for pretty easily. You know what? I want to call it. He gets a triple-double tonight.
Ooh, I'd love to hear it. All right. Well, this was a great episode. I'll upload it later tonight, Tuesday night, and we will see you guys back this weekend. Thank you for listening all the way to the end.
Awesome. Have a great night, everyone.
I guess I'll say it. Hit bombs and